Welcome to Ask the Lady Electrical Podcast. I am your host, Tabatha L. This evening, I would like to provide basic installation requirements for hydromassage tubs, also known as Jacuzzi bathtubs. The minimum requirements for the installation of hydromassage bathtubs, you can get this information from Article 680.70 in the National Electrical Code. There are a variety of tubs available that comes with different voltages, 120 or 240 volts. There are different styles and there are different features that comes with these tubs, such as jets, heaters, and blowers, and tons of other bells and whistles. The jacuzzi bathtubs, also referred to as whirlpools, require additional maintenance and requires a professional installation. What you need to know as a homeowner is that all additional features require specific electrical wiring to ensure your safety when using them in such close proximity to water. The National Electrical Code has strict and clear regulations detailing how these jacuzzi tubs, hydromassage tubs, or whirlpool tubs are required to be installed. If you're looking to add one of these tubs to your bathroom renovations, be sure to call a professional electrician to help with the installation. I wanted to give you some basic requirements when you're installing the hydro massage tubs in your or upgrading your bathrooms. So when you're upgrading your bathrooms, there are many ways to add to the value by adding a hydro massage jacuzzi bathtub. As I mentioned, there are so many different variations of these pools, and it really can truly turn your bathroom into a spa-like experience. But you really want to be safe with the minimum requirements for the code. So I'm just going to jump right into it and just state some of the basics that inspectors we look for when we're doing these type of inspections. And one thing you need to do as a homeowner before you do anything, before you hire an electrician, before you go to before you have anyone come out and sell you a hydro massage bathtub, you need to check with your local municipality, because most municipalities, they have some regulations that you need to follow in order to have the massage tubs installed in your homes. So some of the requirements are that you need to have a professional with a license, whether it's a plumber, electrician, or a builder. They have to be a professional and they have to have a license. These tubs can be installed in your home, inside or outside. And all jacuzzi bathtubs, hydro massage tub require some form of electricity. Also, I want you to know that if you're going to install it and when you check with your local municipality, an electrical permit will be required to install the tub to make sure that it's done correctly. So let's just jump right into Article 680.70, and that article is in the National Electrical Code. So I'm getting this information from the National Electrical Code 2014. Also, I have been looking into 2020, and I have checked the language for the National Electrical Code in 2023. just to see if anything really changed significantly in the code regarding the pool, the hydro tubs. Just wanted to make sure. I don't know which code cycle you're on, but pretty much it didn't change as far as 2014, 2020, and 2023. So Article 680.71 states that a hydro massage tub is required to have a dedicated circuit. That's one of the electrical requirements. It has to have a dedicated a dedicated circuit, which could be 120 single phase, or it could be a 240. The minimum, one way to find out what's required, and the electrician will know to do this, is to read the manufacturer's instructions. That's where you start first. If you're an electrician, you know that the National Electrical Code, you need to also install the hydro massage tub according to the manufacturer's instructions, and it would tell you what size dedicated circuit is required. It's going to be either a 15 amp circuit or a 20 amp circuit. So having a dedicated circuit for the tub, it allows you to cut the power, and it would just be dedicated only to that particular appliance, well, that particular circuit, being the hydro tub. You also would, you don't want any other circuits on this circuit, because the tub it requires a dedicated circuit only to provide power to the tub. Each motorized component of the tub will require GFCI protection. For example, if you have a motor and if you have a heater or a blower, these will require a separate GFCI, and that's in the National Electrical Code. Also, in Article 680.72, it states that the luminaires and the switches and receptacles and other electrical equipment located in the same room and not directly associated with the hydro tub shall be installed in accordance with Article 1 through 4 in the National Electrical Code. So please make sure you're following those rules as well. If you're going to install a hydro massage tub, refer to chapters 1 through 4 for your installation requirements. One very, very important thing that I want to discuss regarding the tubs is accessibility. Article 680.73 requires that the hydro tub electrical equipment shall be accessible without damaging the building structure or building finish. The hydro massage tub is cord and plug with the supply receptacle accessible only through a service access opening. The receptacle shall be installed so that the face is within direct view and not more than 1 feet from the opening. Electricians will understand that terminology. As an inspector, what I find when I go to do inspections on these type of tubs, that there's a misconception with the requirements for an access panel. Several times I've done inspections on tubs, and the requirement, as I stated, and this is coming from the National Electrical Code, it says that the bathtub electrical equipment shall be accessible. So any electrical equipment that's associated with the tub has to have access. That access requires that if anything goes wrong with the tub and it requires a service technician to come out, that service technician will have a way to service it, and that access panel should you want it large enough that you can remove the motor. I have had questions regarding, well, how large do the access panel need to be? I would just give a general rule of thumb that it has to be large enough for the largest electrical component inside that tub to be removed. Another thing with the accessibility is if you're going to service something, anything electrical, or service any piece of equipment, you must be able to see what you're servicing. That should be taken into consideration when you're installing an access panel. I've had several contractors and some homeowners state that they do not want access panels cut out in their homes because of the appearance. Unfortunately, the code doesn't account for that. And as an electrical contractor, it's your social obligation to inform your customers that in order to pass the inspection, it has to meet the minimum requirements of the National Electrical Code. And that requirement includes accessibility. I understand with homeowners, you want your home to look a certain way, but one thing that I would like to just give a public safety announcement, if you're going to install anything in your home, maybe you need to do a little bit of investigating to see what it entails. Because the electrical contractor, they're responsible to meet the minimum requirements of the code for safety reasons. And that's why it's only required a minimum requirement. So with the homeowners, if your contractor tells you that you have to have access panels, that's a true statement and it's a fact. And I understand that maybe you don't want that, but do a little research to see what type of tub or jacuzzi tub you're maybe able to get without cutting an access panel in your wall or in your home. Because there are some that have access panels in the front of the tub where you can remove that panel. But depending on where the motor is located, that will be the problem. Because as the code states, the receptacle placement has to be within 1 foot of the opening. And that's a misconception as well, because I've had contractors, electrical contractors, I've had some homeowners question me regarding what needs to be serviced. It's not only the receptacle to be serviced, it's any electrical component that's associated with the jacuzzi or the hydromassage tub. If it requires servicing, it must have access. Also, there is a code article for bonding. I get this a lot as well. I have received questions from building inspectors asking about the bonding requirements of the tub. There are bonding requirements, but for the most part, on the hydromassage bathtubs or jacuzzi tubs, there's an exception. In the majority of tubs that I've done inspections on, falls under 680, Article 680.74, Exception 2. If the motor if it has a double insulated motor and blower, it shall not be bonded. So I probably would say maybe 80% of the tubs that I've inspected did not require bonding. Another thing I would like to mention with installing the Hydromassage tubs is that as a homeowner, I know that some do not know what their homes are wired with, but that's also a very important concept when you're wiring a hydromassage tub, that the circuit conductor must be copper. Copper wiring is often required as it has a higher conductivity, but can also withstand electrical surges better than aluminum wiring. Aluminum wiring will deteriorate quicker than copper, which is why copper wiring is required for the installation of these type of tubs. Depending on the age of your home, it is still possible to find aluminum wiring in homes, but you can only use copper wiring if you're going to install a hydromassage tub or a jacuzzi, or if you want to call it a whirlpool. The only conductors you are able to use would be copper wiring. And a fun fact with copper wiring is often preferred over aluminum, and that is because of the conductivity. It conducts better than aluminum because copper wiring has a higher tensile strength. The tensile strength of copper wiring is roughly 40% higher than aluminum. Copper wiring is less likely to break than aluminum wiring. Aluminum wiring is really a soft metal, and it's not allowed. As a homeowner, that's probably something you should ask your electrician when he comes out to give you a bid, or whoever's doing your bidding for your tub. That's something that needs to be addressed, whether your home is wired with aluminum or copper, because that will make a difference. Well, in summary, I would just like to remind the electrical contractors that when you're installing these tubs, just be upfront with the homeowners, and if there's something that they are not understanding, maybe you could pull out your code book, show them in the code book where it is a requirement. And you can inform the homeowners that if it doesn't meet the minimum requirements of the code, that section will not pass, and that they would be using the tub at their own risk. As always, safety is always the first priority. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Next week, I would like to talk about the pergolas and talk to you about gazebos for your backyard. If you're going to have a motorized gazebo, because the summer is coming, and I'm doing inspections on a lot of those as of lately, because it's summer, so we're going to be doing a lot of outdoor activities. So if you have any questions about pergolas or gazebos, please email me at asktheladyelectricalinspector@gmail.com, and I can answer those questions for you. And also next week, I will answer some of the homeowner questions because I have a few, but I really wanted to I wanted to put that information out regarding the jacuzzi bathtubs because there are misconceptions regarding those tubs and the access requirements. Thank you for tuning in. Good night.